We recognize that cluster munitions create a risk of civilian harm from unexploded ordnance. This is why we've deferred the decision for as long as we could.
The White House and the Pentagon has defended the Biden administration's decision to provide Ukraine with controversial cluster munitions as part of a newly announced $800 million military aid package that will help it fight Russia's invading forces. The decision to send the munitions encased in 155mm artillery shells was made by President Joe Biden and is being criticized by human rights groups who believe that unexploded munitions will increase the risk of death and injury to innocent civilians. Senior White House and Pentagon officials acknowledged concerns about their use but emphasized that they are needed in Ukraine's fight against Russia and that the weapons being sent to Ukraine are more effective than cluster munitions already being used by Russia inside Ukraine. More than 120 countries have banned the use of cluster munitions, which can risk civilian deaths and injuries when bomblets fail to initially explode after being deployed. The weapons pack such bomblets into rockets, bombs, missiles, and artillery shells that break apart mid-air and scatter the munitions over a large area. But neither the USA, Russia, nor Ukraine are signatories to an international convention forbidding the deployment of cluster munitions. Cluster munitions, officially called dual-purpose improved conventional munitions, were first used during World War II. They are a class of weapons including rockets, missiles, and artillery projectiles that break apart mid-air and scatter smaller munitions over a large area. Cluster bombs release large number of smaller bomblets across a wide area. Both Russia and Ukraine are reported to be already using them to deadly effect in the ongoing war in Ukraine. They are intended to explode on impact, but a significant proportion are duds, meaning they don't explode initially. This happens especially if they land on wet or soft ground. They can then explode at a later date on being picked up or trodden on, killing or maiming the victim. Human rights organizations have sharply criticized this decision, noting that at least 149 civilians were killed or injured worldwide by such weapons in 2021. They claim that this decision to transfer cluster munitions will further contribute to the terrible casualties being suffered by Ukrainian civilians both immediately and for years to come. Children are particularly prone to injury as the bomblets can resemble a small toy left in a residential or farmland area and are often picked up out of curiosity. Human rights groups have described cluster munitions as abhorrent and have said that its usage may even constitute a war crime.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.